Hey everybody, it's Paul from Alexander, Nice Sharpening Laser Engraving. A couple updates on the things going on with the Bucktool. I posted the angle guides. The first set of them are up there. There's a 15, a 17, and a 20. Pay attention to the far right side. There's some recommended setting things to change. I uploaded what's called a generic 3MF file, but you may want to check your settings in your particular slicer and 3D printer to make sure you're using the very best settings. I have some recommended ones written on the side of things you want to check, like the loops, the infill patterns, and those type of things. In general, to print 3 of these out took about 4 hours if you were doing all 3 of them at the same time with the 3 different angle guides. Oh, I did want to mention this. If you are planning on buying these, getting these, printing your own, buying them from me, I would recommend that you order this right now. These take a while to come in. I get them from Amazon. They're from a great company called Magswitch, but they don't ship fast. I will tell you that. In general, the shipping period says about 2 weeks. Now, I think it came to me in 1 week's time, but it's not your standard like Amazon Prime to get it in 2 days, get it in a day. So if you're planning on getting these, whether through me, whether through having a friend 3D print them, 3D printing your own, I would order these Magswitch immediately. You can get these in multi-packs too. So I ordered 3 of them because honestly I don't feel like pulling it out every time. I'm gonna have my 3 different ones just ready to go and leave it in there. But if you want, you can just get one. They change relatively easily. But this is also because if I want to have it on more than one machine too, I decided to get some extra mag switches. Keep in mind, they're not inexpensive. These things are about $45, but they're fantastic. Someone asked me if it would be possible to make something like this for a 1x30 if we shrunk everything down. It might be possible. I don't think it would be good to do with this particular mag switch. This is the 95-pound hold one. Make sure that's the one you get because that's what this is designed to fit in. There is a 60-pound one, but it has different dimensions. Now, what would be interesting would be to see if we could shrink this down and use the 60-pound magnet in a smaller version because it is smaller. That would be my concern trying to put this on a 1x30 would be the size of this magnet and how much space we might need. So that's why that 60-pound hold version might be a little bit better because it is a smaller footprint, but I don't own it yet. I will probably order one to check it out. Wanted to give you guys that update. And let me just show you right here. So I'm doing some knives. I just cleaned up these knives right here. I got my 17-degree angle guide on, and I'll show you how great these work. Got a burr. Good. It is easy to get a little spoiled on these 2x42s. You got so much surface, it's really nice. They are nice to have, even if you only have one in your shop. I do love a good 2x42, and that one's good. This one needs a tiny bit of tip work. It's a little fat. I'm doing a little extra tip work. Good. All right, I'll show you how quick you can change this. So if you want, there's no problem with just pulling this right off because you can put it back on in a second. Here's an A30. Put my angle guide back on. One little turn and we're locked in place. On to my next grit. And you can see these PLA CF angle guides really nice and strong, nice and stable. They have almost zero flex in them. That's why I'm recommending the carbon fiber one. Regular PLA and PET G have a little too much flex for me. I mean, you certainly could use them, but this one's PET G. There's a tiny bit of flex there. See that? These carbon fiber ones, almost zero. They just don't flex, which is nice, which is what we want. We don't want our fixed angle changing. Good. I love how quiet this machine is too. That one's good. 2 strokes. I had a new sharpener in my area here who's getting into sharpening, who came by the shop yesterday, Michael, and I was thinking of filming it, but then he was here a while, and I decided not to. But it was interesting to see and have someone here helping in live, in person, very different, and it was interesting to see his reactions to things. He really wanted to see my serrated knife method. And when he got to see it in person, he actually said to me, he was like, wow, like he goes, I always watch your videos. I try and watch real close and I listen to what you're saying. But he said, seeing it in person was really eye-opening. And when he saw the results, he was blown away. So I think that was a pretty cool eye-opening experience for him. But I try really hard to show you guys as much as possible in the videos. I try and get good angles, try and get you nice and close, even if it's me having to work at some, weird angle when I'm filming it. This is an A16 belt here. I like the finish with these. Not everybody does. A lot of people stop at A30. That's totally fine if that's what you want to do. We're all different. Oh, I forgot the paring knife. Now, one thing that did come up, one person was asking about reversing this machine. I haven't dug that deep into it to see could we add a reverse switch to it. I recently had someone who's a follower of the channel wrote me that he built something that you can plug in that will reverse motors, and I know depending on the type of motors, they're all very touchy. Like I know the original Bucktool that I converted, you couldn't do that to. But this is a different style of motor. This is much more similar to the sewing machine motors that we use. So this might be able to be reversed with a reversing switch or even modified. So that would be very cool to look into, because I'm ready to strop, and I'm not a big fan of stropping in reverse. And since this only goes in one direction, and I probably wouldn't want to drop my machine down. Now, what I could do is simply something like this. I could take a angle guide that was made to go on the other direction. Yeah, so this one right here, this would do it. Okay. So you could do a mirrored version if you wanted some type of guide. I probably should have put the leather on first. But yeah, you can see here, you can put it on even if you don't take the, you don't have to unhook that every time. You can if you want, but you can easily, as you see here, slide this in and get everything on, no problem. All right, so there's my leather strop. I only like to strop around 1400, so I'm just dropping my speed down a bit. And yeah, I mean, can you do this in reverse? Absolutely. It's a little weird for me because it's not what I normally do. But yeah, that'll work for sure. I do love this low speed on this, because I don't like to strop at crazy high speeds. Oh, feels great. So that is working, yeah. So even though it's not something I love doing it this way, it totally works. You know, I see people doing this all the time, especially they only have one machine, or they guys that edge trail a lot. If they set their machine up permanently for edge trailing, when it comes to stropping, sometimes they're doing their stropping in reverse. That all feels good to me. All right, let's see how that, let's see all that performed. All right, let's see. Are we push cutting? Oh yeah, beautiful. On the Santoku, let's try the chef's knife. This one was a lot duller. Oh yeah, beautiful. That's just cutting there. That's going through there like butter. Beautiful. A little paring knife. Let's see how this is doing. This was pretty beat up. This feels a little rough to me. I feel like I need to go back and strop that again. And I might have forgot to do the slicer's perfect. Yeah, that's working great. Woo! I almost touched my almost touched that to my finger. Yeah, we're good there. All right. So there you guys go. There's a quick sneak peek at the Bucktool. If you only got one, you can do it all with it, as you can see, and you could always print a mirrored version if you wanted to strop with somewhat of an angle guide to make sure your angle's close, or you can just strop on something else, which is what I generally tend to do. But that's it for now, guys. I hope you enjoyed that, and just know those things and the recommendations are in the free 3D file section of my website. They are up. You can download them yourselves. And for the guys that are going to have to buy them, I am working on them. I'll show you right now so you can see. We'll take a little walk over there. There's a set underway. So I am printing them. I'm going to do everything I can to have these ready to go for as many of you as want them. And that's it. So that's the update for now. I'll talk to y'all soon. Like I always do, I'll leave links in the description of this video to all the things mentioned here. And just a reminder, remember these mag switches, they do take a bit to come in, so you might want to order that right away. Have a great day, everybody. I'll talk to you soon.